Good morning, students. In our previous class, we have discussed about the algorithm for multiplication process in computer arithmetic. Okay. There we have discussed by taking an example like 23 into 19, how it is going to perform a normal arithmetic operation or multiplication like so multiplying this 23 with 9 and writing here, and multiplying the 23 with 1 and writing here by moving one left position, and adding this number, adding these two numbers, adding this number. So whatever the result we get. So, and when we have explained that algorithm also, we have taken the binary equivalent of these two numbers and performed the multiplication in the same fashion, and the same is implemented by using a flow chart and with an example. So, as I told you, there is another way of performing the multiplication operation that is called as Booth's algorithm. So there is a scientist called as Booth. He developed this algorithm. That's why it is named as Booth's algorithm. So what is the advantage of this Booth's algorithm over the previous algorithm what we had discussed is point number one. By using this Booth's algorithm, we can reduce. This is one of the most advantage of this Booth's algorithm. We can reduce the number of additions. So the number of additions in the multiplication process. So means previously what we have discussed there, if the multiplier bit 0, simply we are going to do nothing. We are shifting right. If the multiplier bit is 1, then we are adding that multiplier with the multiplicand and we are shifting right. So in that scenario, if you compare, the number of additions can be reduced by using this Booth's algorithm. That is the first advantage of your Booth. And the second one is, by using this Booth's algorithm, we can represent signed 2's complement multiplication also. Means signed 2's complement multiplication means, previously when we discussed the last algorithm, what we discussed is, if there are two values with minus m and minus n, and if we want to perform the multiplication between these two, what we checked there, we checked two sign bits, like say there we represented bs and qs. So if bs and qs are negative numbers sometimes, and sometimes both are positive numbers, and sometimes one is negative, second one is positive, like that. So what we did there is, first we performed the XOR operation between BS and QS in the first step of your algorithm with this XOR symbol. So this whatever the result we got, that will be finalized as the sign bit of the total product. But here in this Booth's algorithm, we are not going to perform this XOR operation, but whatever the negative multiplication is there, we convert these two numbers into 2's complement numbers, and simply we are going to perform m into n multiplication. So here, in different way, if you want me to explain this concept by using the addition and subtraction, say for example, a plus b. So simply we are performing the addition. But if we are going to say a minus b, what we are doing here is, we are converting the b into its equivalent 2's complement, and we are performing addition. Here also addition, but this is 2's complement of b is added. So no subtraction process there. So we are converting this b value, because it is negative value, into its 2's complement, and addition we are performing. In the same way, here also in the multiplication also, if you want to perform a into minus b, in the previous example or previous flow chart, we first multiplied or XORed the sign of a and the sign of b. Here in this example, whether these two are positive numbers or these two are negative numbers, or one is positive, one is negative, irrespective of the signs, this Booth's algorithm will be implemented differently. How it is going to implement is, whatever the negative number is given, sometimes it is minus b, sometimes in this example minus a into b. So here whatever the negative value is given, that negative value is converted into 2's complement, and with this will be multiplied with the second number as usual. So this way we are going to perform this Booth's algorithm. So here, like the previous algorithm, the hardware implementation of this Booth's multiplication algorithm is given here. The hardware implementation of the Booth's multiplication. Just check out what are the number of registers we are using in this Booth's multiplication algorithm. So this is hardware parts, hardware implementation of the Booth's algorithm. BR, this is a register B, and QR, it is one register. So here Q and B are two registers that stores multiplier and multiplicand. Here AC. So here previously what we did in the previous example is we used Q, B and A, and also we used QS, BS and AS as the sign bits. So here there is no concept of sign bits, and also to avoid confusion between these registers that are used in the previous algorithm and this algorithm, we are naming these registers here as BR, QR and AC, and no sign bits at all. So register 1, register 2, register 3. 3 registers we used. So apart from these 3 registers, in the previous algorithm, we used 3 flip-flops. I told you E flip-flop stands for AND carry. Here there is no E flip-flop. And BS flip-flop stands for sign bit of B value. And QS flip-flop stands for sign bit of Q. So these are not used in this concept. Here, along with that, we are using one extra flip-flop here called as QN plus 1. So if there are N bits are there in the Q register, N bits are there in the Q register, there is one simple flip-flop will be used. Initially, it contains a 0 value Qn plus 1. So 1, 2, 3 registers. Here these two are called as input registers, and this is called as the output register, and one flip-flop. And here as usual the sequence counter. What for the sequence counter is used? How many number of times we need to perform the addition while multiplying. So for example, if you are going to multiply 4 into 7, this is nothing but multiplication of 4 into 7 is nothing but adding 4 7 times. Adding 4 7 times. So how many times we are going to add? That will be specified in the sequence counter, and for every addition it is decremented by 1. This addition will be performed till the sequence counter value becomes to 0. Sometimes we can also do, instead of here 7 times we are performing addition, but if you consider the reverse value 7 into 4, it is nothing but adding 7 into 4 times. So only 4 times addition will be executed. 4 times addition will be executed. So both the results are same. Adding 4 7 times or adding 7 4 times, you will get result as 28 only. But which one we need to add like that? So first we are going to compare these two values. Whichever is the smaller, whichever is greater, that comparison we will do. And so the greater number is added for smaller number of times to reduce the number of steps. Okay. So, but whatever it is, we don't bother about whichever is greater and whichever is lesser here. How many number of times we have to add? That is specified initially in the sequence counter, and for every addition and shifting the values, the sequence counter value will be decremented by 1 until the sequence counter becomes to 0. This operation will be performed. And who is going to perform the addition? See, parallel adder. Along with this parallel adder, we have a complementer also. So as I told you, so if it is negative value, complementer will be executed along with parallel adder. If it is a positive value, complementer does not come into the picture, only addition will be executed. So this is the hardware implementation, means whatever the hardware parts that are required to design the circuit for Booth's algorithm. Okay, so now we will draw the algorithm for this Booth's algorithm, and we take an example. So that algorithm step by step how it is going to implement it for the example we will let us know now. Okay, na? Okay, students, this is the flow chart for your Booth's multiplication algorithm. As we just discussed the flow chart for the general multiplication algorithm, here also we have two input values. One is there in multiplicand BR, register B. Multiplier is in the register Q, where it is specified here is QR. So these two are our inputs. These two are our inputs. The next one, if you see, this is the initialization of some variables. Initialization of variables. So the resultant output register AC. Generally we call it accumulator. That's why we are represented as AC in short term. AC initially it will be represented or stored with 0. And as I told you in the previous hardware algorithm, the first time the Qn plus 1 will also be initialized with 0, and sequence counter. How many number of bits are there? How many number of bits are there in the multiplier or multiplicand? That n value will be stored in the sequence counter. So this is the process of initialization. These are the two input values. Now from here onwards, the actual process of our multiplication will start here. As we have discussed there in the hardware algorithm, this Qn and Qn plus 1 will be checked out. Qn and Qn plus 1 will be checked out. So this symbol, diamond symbol, you know, it is used for checking the value bit. Yes or no will be there, but it is a tri-state decision making symbol, tri-state decision making symbol, where the Qn and Qn plus 1 may be 0 and 1. So here Qn is 0 and Qn plus 1 will be 1. So if Qn and Qn plus 1 is 0, 1, what we are doing? Okay, and Qn plus 1 is 1, 0, means Qn is 1 and Qn plus 1 is 0. What we are going to do? So the third case, Qn and Qn plus 1 both are zeros or both are ones. So in this third case, what we are going to do? Clearly it is explained in the flow chart. See, if the value of Qn and Qn plus 1, value of Qn and Qn plus 1 are 0, 1, and what we are doing, simply we are adding the accumulator with the value of the BR. What is there initially in the accumulator? 0. So if you assume that first time this process is happening, so with the 0, the BR value will be added as it is. Else, if the Qn and Qn plus 1 value is 1, 0, what we are doing here? Here also we are performing addition, but addition of what? Addition of AC is added with BR bar plus 1. Here what do you mean BR bar? BR is original number, BR bar is a 1's complement number, and by adding 1 we are getting a 2's complement. So here this is nothing but AC is equal to AC plus BR bar plus 1 means it is nothing but AC is equal to AC minus BR. So subtraction, but no subtraction operation is executed. Addition will be performed here by taking the 2's complement of the BR. Fine. In this case, third case, so if these two are not values of Qn and Qn plus 1, if the Qn and Qn plus 1 are both zeros or both are ones, then what we are doing? So this subtraction, this addition does not execute, does not perform, and directly we will perform shifting of AC and BR. Shifting of AC and BR. After shifting, we are going to decrement the sequence counter value by 1. So why? After decrementing the sequence counter value by 1, we check out the value of SC. If the value of SC is reached to 0, the process is ends. If it is not equal to 0, again this process will be repeated from here. And remember, here in the previous multiplication algorithm, this shift we used a command called as SHR, shift right. We use a command called as SHR. But here what we are using? ASHF. what is the difference between this SHR and this ASHF? They, when you use the SHR of the accumulator A and Q, AQ is shifted in the, if you remember, there we have shifted EAQ to right. We shifted EAQ right. So Q bit will be moved once and the A bits will be moved here, and in the most significant of A is nothing but E value. So here the most significant bit of Q is nothing but LSB of A. Okay, and the most significant bit of A is the value of E. What is E there? End carry. There is E stands for end carry. But in our example, we are not using any hardware part for end carry. So this ASHF stands for arithmetic shifting. Arithmetic shifting. Always in the most significant bit, a 0 will be moved there. Most significant bit, a 0 will be copied blindly. Just simply shifting right. Simply shifting right. No end carry. So MSB of that accumulator will be copied with 0. That is the meaning of the ASHF. This ASHF, that is arithmetic shifting, is different than shift right. Okay, shift right, always this value, whatever it is, if it is 1, 1 will be copied. If it is 0, 0 will be copied. But here in the ASHF, a 0 will be keep on copied. So after performing the shifting, we will check out the sequence counter value. If the sequence counter value is 0, the process is ended. If it is not 0, then we go repeatedly. Again we check the values of Qn and then Qn plus 1. If it is 1, 0, do subtraction. If it is 0, 1, do addition. If it is not both, there is a 0, 0 or 1, 1, then simply shift the values of AC and BR, and then SC will be incremented. So this is what the flowchart explanation of your Booth multiplication algorithm. But we take an example here. You see, again I am apologizing you people due to insufficient space of this blackboard. I am unable to give the full explanation of this example. Again, after explaining a part of this example, we will rewrite the total example in detail and get back to you. So here, the value of BR is 1011. This is first input. This is first input. And the value of QR is this one. So, second input. So, here you can see both the values I have taken the same value. In this case, BR is okay. But if you want to perform this one, you want BR bar plus 1, means 2's complement of BR you want. So, what is 2's complement of BR here? I think this is okay. 10111. The 2's complement of BR is, first we convert it into 1's complement. This is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Then its 2's complement is, we need to add 1 here. So we'll get 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So that is the 2's complement of BR. So now after receiving the first input, we have converted it into 2's complement, we kept aside. And this is the second input. This is the second input. Now, initially, what is the value of Qn plus 1 we have stored here? 0. Qn plus 1 is 0. So, for first time, the Qn plus 1 value will be 0. And what is Qn value? I told you, this will be the Qn value. What is Qn value? It is 1. So, here, in the first step of this process, the value of Qn and Qn plus 1 is 1, 0. If it is 1, 0, what we have to do? You just see 1, 0. Qn and Qn plus 1 is 1, 0. What we are doing here? Accumulator is added with the 2's complement of the input value. So here A register AR is equal to AR plus 2's complement of BR. That is nothing but BR bar plus 1. So initially here this AC value, or you can say AR or AC, whatever it is, doesn't matter. This AC value is initiated to 0. First time this will be 0 plus, and this value is added to here. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So which will get as 0, 1, 0, 0, 1 as the result in AR. Fine. Now come back to here. Now Qn plus 1. What is Qn plus 1? Here it is 0. And sequence counter value will be 5 as I told you. After performing this operation, we have to shift ASHF or ASHR. So shifting means, so what we are shifting here, AC value and BR value. That is here AR value and BR value. Here, what is AR value? This one is AR value 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, and BR is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So we have to shift that. So once if you shift this, what will happen? We just check it out. So 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay. So here 5 bits and new 0 will be added as I told you. So this now becomes Qn plus 1 and this is AR and BR value. AR and BR value. Here, what is after shifting? What will become the Qn plus 1 is 1. That is what we found here. Whatever is shifted, the least significant bit of BR, that will be Qn plus 1. So here, after decrementing the SC value, this becomes to 100, means it is 4. Here it is 5. Okay. Now, we have to check out what is the value of Qn and Qn plus 1. So here, what is Qn? 1. What is Qn plus 1? Otherwise, you take here. So what is Qn here? 1. This is already completed previous step. Now we are taking this one. Qn is 1. And after shifting, we got the Qn plus 1 as 1. So now Qn and Qn plus 1 is double 1. So as it is shown in this flow chart, if Qn and Qn plus 1 is 1 1, then what we are doing? Simply we are shifting the value of AC and BR and we are decrementing the sequence counter by 1. So now if you feel that this is the AC and BR value, after shifting this one, so we will write 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Here you add one more 0 at end and whatever this value is moved to Qn plus 1. Qn plus 1. Okay. So now here the Qn and Qn plus 1 is becomes to 0, 1. So here you just see QR. So after this is over, so now the value is 0 and then the Qn plus 1 is here 1. So if it is 0, 1, what is it we are going to perform? So if it is 0, 1, previously here 1, 0, here 1, 1 is over, if it is 0, 1. How we are going to do? If it is 0, 1, simply we are adding the accumulated value to its BR value. So here we are performing the addition simply AR is equal to AR plus BR. So after doing that, the sequence counter value will be 3 there, and here after shifting right, we decrement sequence value, it will becomes to 2. Okay, so still the sequence counter is 2 only, and again we need to repeat this process until the sequence counter value becomes to 0. So 2 more steps. So after performing these steps, we have to again one more step is there the SC value will become a 1, and again there is one more step where the SC value will become as 0. Okay, till we reach to this sequence counter value to 0, we have to keep on repeat these steps, and then the moment we reach to SC is 0, there ends the matter. That is the procedure. So this is the flow chart, and then this is the example. As I told you now, this example is not completely explained due to some side of this board problem. Now I will clean this board and I will write the example neatly, and I will explain the same example by keeping this flow chart in your mind for your better understanding. Okay, na? Okay, students, as I told you, for better explanation of this example, I have cleaned that flow chart and the partial explanation, and here I have given you the clear detailed picture about the example. Here, one input value is there in register BR. One input value is there in register BR, and the second input value is there in register QR. So now, these are the two input values as we have done in the flowchart with the input symbol like this, and then the second symbol of the flowchart is initialization of your variables. Here, initially, as we told, Qn is initiated with 0, Qn is initiated with 0, and the accumulator value is initiated with all zeros, and the sequence counter will be with 101. Here the same Qn plus 1 is 0. Sequence counter is 101. Why it is 101? 101 equal to 5. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 bits are there. 5 bits are there. So after initializing these three values, as per your flowchart, if you can go back to the flowchart explanation, you will get checking over there Qn and Qn plus 1 value. Here what is initially Qn plus 1 value? Qn plus 1 value is 0. And what is Qn? So this is register Q. Qn is this one. Qn is this one. That is 1. So Qn and Qn plus 1 is 10 there. If it is 10, we are going to perform the subtract operation. So in this decision symbol, if this side if you go 10, then we are going to perform subtraction. That is AR is equal to AR plus BR bar plus 1. That is 2's complement of your BR. So already we have calculated the 2's complement. Here even though I wrote the statement subtract, here subtract nothing but adding 2's complement of BR. Adding 2's complement of BR. That is the meaning of subtract. So here the 2's complement of BR is already calculated 01001, and initially the accumulated value AC value is 0. We have simply added. We got the result as 01001. 01001. Now after adding, then if you come down, we are going to perform a shift, arithmetic shift operation. As I told you, in the arithmetic shift operation, whatever the most significant bit of the result, that will be as it is, because there is no end carry. Because there is no end carry, same, the most significant bit will be written like that, and then this same bit will be moved here, this will be moved here, this 1 will be moved, and this 0 will be moved. Okay, after that, the least significant bit of A is moved into the position of most significant bit. Then this movement will be like this, 1 and this 1, 0 and 0, fine, and this one will be moved to Qn plus. So whichever I have written already over there, Qn plus 1, fine. So after doing so, we have to go for decrementing the value of sequence counter, which becomes true now 4. So now what is the Qn value here? 1. So 1 Qn plus 1, and then here you can check it out. The Qn after performing this operation, the Qn value here is 1, and we got 1 and 1. So here after getting 1 1, so you know if it is the result is 0 or result is 1 1, we are simply not performing any arithmetic operations. We are going to perform the shift operation. So here as is the shift operation will be performed. So here after performing shift operation, you just see here this will become as 3, and Qn is 0, Qn plus 1 is 1. So Qn is 0 and Qn plus 1 is 1. So here in 1 0 case we perform subtraction, in 0 1 case we add operation. So whatever the result we got here, for that we are going to add BR. So here this is not BR, this is BR. This is BR, complement of BR. So here after adding BR, so we will get this is in AC. So after performing that, we are going to perform the shift right. So if you shift right perform, again the most significant bit will be written as it is, and this will be moved here. Okay, this will be moved here, and then this will be moved, this will be moved, like this. So this 1 will be moved, and whatever the previous values are there, this 0, this 1, and this 0, and here qn plus 1 will be 0. So here what is qn plus 1? 0. And what is qn? 0. Okay, so qn and qn plus 1 are 0 zeros. But the value of sequence counter here is 2, which is not even 0. That's why the value of qn and qn plus 1 are 0 0. In the case of both values are same, either both are 1 or both are zeros, simply we perform arithmetic shift right. So again in the arithmetic shift right, what the most significant bit as it is written and will be copied here, transferred, and this will be transferred. This 1 is this 0, 1 and 1, this 0 will be copied here. Right? After doing shift right without performing either subtraction or addition, here the sequence counter value becomes to 1. So now still SC is not equal to 0. Again we have to perform based on the value of qn plus 1 and qn. Here the qn plus 1 is 0, qn is 1. So 1 0. So if it is 1 0, what we have to do? 1 0, what we did here? We subtract the BR from the result value. So subtract BR means adding 2's complement. So 0 1 0 0 1. So add 1 1 1 plus 0 1 1 plus 1 1 0 1 plus 1 1 0. Here we got 6 digits at the end last time. So as you know, when you are going to perform the addition of one input with this 2's complement, addition of one input with this 2's complement, simply you discard that end carry. That is what we discussed in the 2's complements additions. Simply discard that carry. So after discarding carry, we have to move this. So moving again, same as it is written, most significant, and this will be moved. Here it is 1 and this 1 will be moved here. So what is our is there? 0 and then 1 and then 0 and then 1, and this 1 will be moved to qn plus 1. After shifting right, we decrement this sequence counter value by 1, which becomes to 0 0. So 0 value. So once if the sequence counter value becomes to 0, you need not go for repeating this operation. We can stop there as our flowchart indicates, and this is your final result. That is your final result. So after performing the multiplication of BR and this QR, this value, you will get the final result. So this procedure can be repeated till the sequence counter value becomes to 0, and always to perform either subtract or addition or simply shifting right, we check out the value of qn plus 1 and qn. If the value of qn plus 1 and qn both are not equal, or means both are zeros or both are ones, if not, then if it is 1 0, simply subtract. If it is 0 1, simply add. If it is 1 1 or if it is 0 0, nothing to, now you need not add or you need not subtract, simply shift right. Simply shift right, arithmetic shift right. Remember, there is a difference between shift right and arithmetic shift right. Shift right means most significant bit will be moved like this. But in the arithmetic shift right, this most significant bit will be written as it is and will be moved like this. That is the difference between arithmetic shift right and shift right. So after performing arithmetic shift right, then again sequence counter will be decremented by 1. So this is the procedure for performing the multiplication operation using Booth's multiplication algorithm. So first initially we have discussed one general algorithm for multiplication, and now second we have discussed about the Booth's multiplication algorithm, and there is one more algorithm or one more hardware explanation. It's not algorithm, there is no algorithm, flowchart is there for this procedure, third one, that is called as array multiplier. That is called as array multiplier. Even with the help of this array multiplier hardware also, we will perform the multiplication. But now in the array multiplier we use your AND gate operation. You know very well what is an AND gate, and it's a truth table also. So we will now discuss the array multiplier hardware representation and its implementation. Okay, now we will draw the diagram for the array multiplier here. See, this is the process of performing the multiplication using a concept called as array multiplier. So we have discussed in the previous session about the general algorithm of your multiplication, and in the beginning of today's session we have discussed the multiplication operation using Booth's algorithm, which will represent the multiplication for signed magnitude numbers, and this is also the third method of performing your multiplication operation in your digital computer. For that, first let us take an example that contains two numbers. Number 1 that contains 2 bits, bit 1, bit 0. So bit 0, bit 1, 2 bits are there. And there is second number that also contains 2 bits. Generally, we have discussed again the ordinary multiplication, that is 23 into 19. We will perform 9 into 3 here, and we will write 9 into 2 here. Okay, and then we will not do anything in this place. So 1 into 3 we will write here, 1 into 2 we will write here. So later this will be written 27 like this, 7, and then 2 will be carried out here, and then these two will be multiplied. Like this we will perform. So yes, in the same way, if you convert this explanation for bits values also, here you see A0, first you take A0 into B0, that is first position, then A0 into B1. So after that we take the second position, we will shift to one position left like this. So A1 into B0 is written after shifting here, then A1 into B1. So as it is, A0, B0 will be written as C0. A0, B0 will be written as C0, and here these two numbers gets added. So A0, B1, A1, B0. See, remember here, if A0, B1 is 1 and A1, B0 is 0, addition will be 1. Fine? Or else, if A0, B1 is 0 and A1, B0 is also, sum is 0. Or if A0, B1 is 0 and A1, B0 is 1, the sum will be 1. This is okay, fine. But here if A0, B1 is 1 and A1, B0 is also 1, what will happen? 1 plus 1, 0, and there is a carry, you will get as 1. This carry is forwarded to this position, and here this will be A1, B1 plus 1 must be added. Again in this A1, B1 plus 1, sometimes you will get only C2 if both are different and both are zeros, and if both are ones, so A1, B1 is also 1 and this already carry is 1. So if this 1 plus 1 you are adding, so you get 1, 0. So again extra carry also you will get. So there is a like possibility of getting end carry based on the value of A1 and B1. So when you are going to perform a multiplication between two numbers of 2 digits, totally the product will be j plus k bits. The product will means here this is one number, 2 bits are there. This is another number, 2 bits are there. So product will be 2 plus 2. So 4 bits product you will get. 4 bits products you will get. So to represent this process of multiplication in the hardware implementation, we will use AND gates. But how many AND gates you need? So here there are j bits here, means 2 bits. There are k bits here. There are j bits here there, and here there are k bits. Total number of gates you require is j into k. So here both the example numbers contains 2 bits. That's why 2 into 2 totally you need 4 AND gates here. You need 4 AND gates to here. The product is total 4 bits. How? J plus k, 2 plus 2. Okay. Now, how many, apart from these AND gates, we are using two special circuits here, HA and HA. This is not HACS, that circuit name is HA. If you know or if you recall, your DLD subject, there you have already discussed about this HI as half adder. This HI as half adder, which adds 2 bits at a time. Which adds 2 bits at a time. Here we are adding j minus 1 into k adders. J minus 1 is 2 minus 1. 1. K means into 2. So 1 into 2. 2 adders. Either it may be a half adder or full adder, it doesn't matter, but we use 2 half adders here. Okay, so this is the hardware representation of your multiplication process in the form of array process. So now we will check it out. This diagram is going to give the result as it is or not. We will check it out with the explanation. Here B0. So you take that one B1 and B0 and A1, A0. So here, as I told you, result will be C0, C1, C2 and C3, where C0 is nothing but A0 into B0. So C1 is nothing but, C2 is nothing but, and C3 is nothing but. What we get here, we will see from this diagram. So here first gate you see C0. So if you want to even number this as like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this also you can number, doesn't matter. So first this is the AND gate, and the 2 inputs for this AND gate are, one is A0 and second one is B0. So what is C0 here? C0 is A0, B0. So as it is written like that. Fine. Now you come to second AND gate. What is their second AND gate? Yeah, A0, A0 and B1. So this A0 and B1 is given as one input to the half adder. So C1 is equal to A0, B1 means A0, B1. So now A0, B0 we wrote as C0. And now the A0 is multiplied with B1 and written. How generally it is written? A0, B0. After that A0, A0, B1, and then A1, B0, and then A1 and B1. Now this second one output we got here is A0, B1 we got. Okay, A0, B1 we got. Now third one is, you just see one input for the third AND gate is A1 and one second input is B0. So here this is A1 and B0. So what we got? A1 and B0. These two are given as 2 inputs for an half adder. So when it is given as 2 inputs for half adder, so we will get 2 outputs. One is sum and second one is carry. So these two sums. So if this is 1 and this is 0, simply sum is 1 and carry is 0. Or if this is 0 and this is 1, simply sum is 1, carry is 0. And both are zeros, sum is 0, carry is 0. And if in this case, if both are 1s, then sum will be 0, carry will be 1. So whatever it is, a carry will be generated and sum is Cn. So Cn is equal to A0 B1 plus A1 B0 of sum only. Sum part only, not carry part. Okay. Now, if whatever the carry is generated here, either it is 0, the carry may be, or the carry may be 1, that is shifted as one input to the second half gate. One input to the second half gate. Now, the second input to this to second half gate is A1 as one input, B1 as second input given to this AND gate. Here you will get A1 and B1. See, A1 and B1, and whatever the carry is generated from these, that is comes as second input. Now these two, A1, B1, and the carry generated from the previous adder, both are added together. Both are added together. Here again a sum is generated and carry is generated. The sum is nothing but C2. So now sum is nothing but previous carry. So you can say it is C1 plus A1 B1. So A1 B1. So now this result may produce, say it is S1, assume S1, and this is S2. This may produce S2 as sum and C2 as carry. C2 as carry. So the same thing will be written. So see, this C2 is different than this C2. Okay. So this C2, C1 are carry 1, carry 2s. Okay. Here carry is there, that will be 1. If carry is not there, C3 bit will be 0. Clear? So I am repeating again. First AND gate 1, taken A0, B0 as it is written as C0. Now A0 is over, A0, B1 to the second AND gate. That is given as one input to the one half adder. And the second input is A1, B0. These two are added together. A sum is generated, that will be C1. Okay, second bit of your result. And then one carry is there. That carry, either it may be 0 or it may be 1, is moved as one input to the second half adder. And the second input for the second half adder is A1 and B1. So A1 and B1 is given to fourth AND gate, and these two will be added. Here again one sum will be generated, one carry may generate, may not be generated. So this carry generation depends upon the carry of the previous value and its value. If both the carry of the previous half adder and this value both are ones, and then only here an extra carry bit will be generated. Otherwise carry will be 0. So however the result will be C0, C1, C2, C3, that's C0, C1, C2, C3. So this is multiplying two binary numbers of 2 digits each. Two binary numbers of 2 digits each. So now we multiply two binary numbers of 2 digits. So 2 into 2, 4 AND gates. Here previously we have discussed, and 2 half adders and 4 bit positions of the output value, 2 plus 2. 2 into 2 AND gates, 2 plus 2 output values, and 2 half adders, 2 minus 1 into 2. That is J minus 1 into K adders we got. Half adder, full adder, whatever it is, adders we got. So if we take 2 inputs, one is 3-bit value and second one is 4-bit value, is the same procedure will applicable or not? So if we can multiply a 3-bit binary number with a 4-bit binary number, how many AND gates are required, how many adders are required, what is the number of bits position of your final result, we will check out with the next diagram, but the explanation is same. So that's why there is no more explanation I will give for the next diagram, but I will draw the diagram and I will let us show you how many AND gates are added, how many adders are used, how many bits multiplication output is received. Okay, we will see that diagram. Students, previously we have seen an AND diagram of a 2 by 2 bit numbers, 2-bit number input, 2-bit number as output, where we got 4 bits as final result. So this is bit A and this is bit B, contains 2 bits in this and contains 2 bits in this, and bit C, that is final result we got as 4 bits. There we required, as per our calculation, 2 into 2, 4 AND gates. So there we require 4 AND gates. So how many adders we use there? As I told you, J minus 1 K bit adders. J minus 1 K bit adders. So there 1 into 2. So that is 2 adders we use there. 2 adders we use there. So in this diagram, you can check it out that 2 two inputs are there, A and B. Two inputs are there, A and B. So A contains A0, A1 and A2. So A0, otherwise you can write like this, A2, A1 and A0, because A0 is the least significant bit. So here in first input A, how many bits are there? We have 3 bits. We have 3 bits. And the second input B, we have B0, B1, B2, B3. So that is B3, B2, B1 and B0. So this contains 4 bits. So here J is 3 and K is 4. J is 3, K is 4. So if you want to multiply two input values contains J bits and K bits. So here J bits, K bits. J is 3, K is 4. How many number of AND gates we need according to previous explanation? J into K. J into K means here 3 into 4. 12 AND gates we require. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So remember, though these are not in the same shape because I am very weak in drawing images, you assume all these are AND gates. Okay, totally 12 AND gates. Formula is J into K AND gates we require. And how many adders here we need? So J minus 1. So J minus 1 is 3 minus 1, 4 K bits, 4 bit adders. So how many? 2 4-bit adders. So here 1 4-bit adder, here second 4-bit adder. So 2 4-bit adders we need in this diagram. And in the product, how many bits will be there? As I told you, J plus K. So here is 3 plus 4. J value is 3, K value is 4. J plus K bits will be the result. So J plus K is 7. Here bit 1, 2, 3, 4. This is C2 here. 4, 5, 6, 7. So totally 7 bits is the result. So I am repeating again. If you are multiplying two input values, first input contains 3 bits, second input contains 4 bits. Totally we need 12 AND gates, 3 into 4, point number 1. And we need J minus 1 K bit adders. J minus 1 means 3 minus 1. 2 K bit adders. K here is 4. So 2 4-bit adders we used here. 2 4-bit adders we used here. Fine. Then the product will be J plus K bits. The product will be J plus K bits. Means 3 plus 4 bits. Totally 7 bits is the result. And how it is going to work out? Just we see. So first A0, B0 multiplied, same written as C0. And A0, B1, one input for the first adder. A0, B2, A0, B3 is there, 3 inputs. Now here A1, B0, A1, B1, A1, B2, A1, B3. Here 4 bits are there. Remember here, in this first 4-bit adder, we are adding an extra bit to the argument. Why we are adding an extra bit to the argument is, when addend contains 4 bits, argument also must contain 4 bits. That's why adding 0 to its most significant bit position doesn't change its value. That's why we have added 0 over there. So 0, 1, 1, 1 is equal to 1, 1, 1. That's why we added 0 here to make it as 4 bits, and these 4 bits got added. In this, when you are adding 4 bits with 4 bits, definitely you will get a carry over there and sum. So here 4 bit sum and a carry is there. This carry will be the C1 value. And then these 4 bits will be the input for the second 4-bit adder, and here A2, B0, A2, B1, A2, B2, A2, B3. So when 4 bits are added to 4 bits, the sum will be 5 bits because with the carry bit. Of course, carry bit may be 0 or carry bit may be 1. That depends upon the values of these 4 and these 4 bits. But however, we will get 5 bits. that fifth bit will be either 0 or 1 and is represented as a carry. So from this 4-bit adder we got 5 bits, and from the first 4-bit adder we got a carry value, and as it is the first bit position B0 C0 B0 A0 is directly written as C0. So total put together C0 C1 C2 C3 C4 C5 C6, totally 7 bits. So when you are going to perform the multiplication of two input values that contains J bits and K bits, the total product will be J plus K bits, that is 7 bits, and the number of AND gates we use is J into K, that is 12, and adders we use here is J minus 1 K bits, that is J minus 1 is 2 K bits, K is 4, 2 4-bit adders we use it here. So this is one more example for adding two binary numbers of J and K bits. Like this you can add. So if you are going to add two values with 5-bit and 6-bit, total 30 AND gates you need. So 5 into 6, 30 AND gates you need, and 5 plus 6, 11 output positions you will get, and 5 minus 1 is 4 into 6-bit adders, 4 6-bit adders you need to get. So this will be an extensive circuit if you want to add bigger numbers. That's why this example or this way of multiplying two numbers is not that much proposed and is not recommended. Of course, even though this is one procedure, that's why we are going to learn this also. So totally in this multiplication, in the previous session we have discussed the general procedure for performing the multiplication operation, and in the today's session, in the very much beginning, we have explained Booth's multiplication algorithm that is more efficient than the previous one, and also perform the multiplication of two signed magnitude bits, and this is the array multiplication, even though it is not that much recommended because of its a huge size when you are going to take more number of bits for multiplication, and also its hardware implementation also little bit difficult for designing, implementing and also understanding. So this ends with the multiplication of two arithmetic values. In our next session we will discuss about division of two binary numbers with algorithm and with examples. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.